Hi everybody, so I'm back with video 4. You can see I've inserted some more information onto the spreadsheet. Just ignore that for a minute. What I want you to do, if you've got a space like I have, a good thing with Excel, when we've got too much information available, we can hide. So what we're going to do is click on a couple of columns and hide them. Yeah, just to make it all a little bit neater. So you'll see from here I've inserted the max, min and average as we did before, and then so equals max I3 to I6, so it's putting in our max, min and average. But now we want to look up, if this was a bigger sheet and we'd like to see who the best salesperson is, so we need to look up that information. So we're going to go double click, equals VLookUp, and the first thing that we want to tell it is we want to find out which salesperson has the maximum sales. So we click on my I8, add a comma, and then we're going to include the table, so that's going to be I3 to J6, comma, we want it index, 2-columned index, comma, and then we want it to be an exact match. So you can see it's already come up false here. So select that, close your brackets, press enter, and we can see that Dave is the top salesperson. I'm just going to make these cells more meaningful to you. So another way of doing this, instead of going into conditional formatting, select your cells, hold the control key down, while you're selecting, right click, and then we just want to fill in here just to identify, so it looks a little better to read. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some commission to the salesperson's final figures. So I'm going to create another table here. If I just label them A, B and C, and then put the commission amounts, which is 5%, 10% and 15%. Just going to fill that so it's easier to read. Okay, so I've inserted a new column here so that we can highlight the commissions and the tier of each salesperson. So what we want to do is click into our first commission cell, and then if we go to lookup, VLookUp. Okay, so here we're going to work out what their commission is. So if we go up, choose the VLookUp. Sorry, it clicked on H15 because that's what I was clicked on. But what we're going to do is we're going to click on my J3. okay, because this is a changing value. The table array we're going to look at, this little table that I did here. So I'm just going to highlight them. So you can see it's M3 to N5. But we need to make this reference absolute so that the information will carry on through this spreadsheet. So here we're going to press F4. And you can see it's made both them references absolute. So that's the line, that's the columns, and the rows. We want to take information from column 2 of the table, what we highlighted. So we want to be able to see the percentage. So we're going to click 2. And also we want it to be correct result, so we will say it's false. Okay, then we click OK, and you can see that John is due for 5% commission. So if we copy this down, you can see that each individual corresponds to the tier. So we're just making sure that this works. If I click on Lisa's B and I change it to A, her commission is going to be changed. Okay. If I click on John's and I change it to B, watch, his commission has changed. What I want to do here is just fix these decimal places. So we're going to highlight. And we're going to go back home. And in here, we're going to choose percentage. And we're going to remove some of the decimal places. So we'll put it down to 2. So then you can see it quite clearly. So you've got 10, 15, 5, and 15. And again, like I just showed you, if I change their tier, it will change their commission. Okay, so that was the VLookUp reference again, using absolute references. So just while we're on this table here, and we were just talking about absolute references because that's what we had to do to change that, I've included this this grid for you, and I found that my students it really helped them last year because formulas can be really confusing for people. So I like to give this out. So when we've got the dollar signs, when we've pressed F4 and we've got the dollar signs, the column and the row do not change when they're copied. Okay? So just like we did here, we put the dollar signs in. And then if we click on the different rows, the only thing that's changing is the row. Do you see that? I mean, sorry, where the information's being displayed. Okay, so all the information that we said we wanted it displayed in J3, which is here, that doesn't change. But when we get to M3 to N5, we've made this absolute so that when we go copy this formula, it'll remain the same, and it's just changing the J column. Okay, so always look at this as reference, and I'll certainly go through more with you. But this is a good place to start. I'm going to put some other examples together for you, and I'll post that in the next video, and I'll just name that references. So that's it for this video. This is video number 4. I'll be working on video number 5, which is going to be references.